finals day, just two. The defending champions China 2-1 up in the final against Japan. We've got a fourth match, and it is women's doubles, and it's Chen and Jia, the former world champions and world number ones, up against Matsumoto and Matsutomo, a pair that have only played 2 matches, and it was all here in Vanta. So the Chinese pair, well established, they've played together since they were juniors. Individual tournament titles as a pair. Chen and Jia Yifan. The Olympic silver medalists in Rio de Janeiro lost out to Poli and Rahayu, but they were world champions in 2017 in Glasgow. Former world number ones. Their opponents from Japan, not a usual partnership, but because of injuries, we have Mayu Matsumoto and Misaki Matsutomo playing together. These two players have won either a world championship gold, as far as the lady leading them out. Mayu Matsumoto has actually won 2 world championship gold medals, and her partner Misaki Matsutomo an Olympic gold medal back in 2016 with Ayaka Takahashi. So with the Japanese pair only forming their partnership earlier this week, this is obviously the first meeting between these two pairs. Oh, that's extraordinary. The Japanese pair won the toss and
chose to receive.
Umpire for this one, Philippe Chi from America and Freak Cox from the Netherlands will be the service judge. So, as far as the left and right-handed combination are concerned, well, Chen is 24 years of age. In fact, she's 6 days older than her partner. Born on Olympic Day, 23rd of June each year is Olympic Day. 164, that's about 5'4.5", and they did spend a total of 55 weeks as world number ones, but as you can see, currently number 2 on the ranking. They're making their 3rd Sudirman Cup campaign appearance, and Jia Yifan is from Tianjin on the northeast coast of China. Winners of the Thailand Masters last year, and as I was telling you, beaten in the final of the Olympic Games just recently. Well, they played China's first match, that was against Finland. Then they played on Wednesday against Thailand. They then played the quarter-final against Denmark, and they were selected for the semi-final, but they didn't need to play. That wasn't contested because China had already won the semi-final 3-0. So this is the 5th time selected, but only the 4th match they're playing. Mayu Matsumoto is 26 years of age, from the island of Hokkaido, northernmost of the 4 main islands that make up Japan. Former world number 1 with Wakana Nagahara, with whom she's won 2 world championship gold medals. Misaki Matsutomo is 29, and she won the Olympic gold medal with Ayaka Takahashi, with whom she was also world number 1. So both these Japanese players have been world number 1, but with different partners. And they only formed their partnership in the quarterfinal stage. That was on Friday against Chinese Taipei. It was 4th match on, and they won that match, which then sent them through to the semi-final. and they played the fourth match once again in the semi-final against Malaysia and beat Pearly Tan and Tina Muralitharan 2 straight games, and that secured the victory in the semi-final. So as I was telling you, our umpire from America, service judge from the Netherlands. Well, it's only happened 3 times that a team has come from 1-2 down in the final of the Sudirman Cup to actually win. That happened in 1991 in Copenhagen when Korea were 1-2 down against Indonesia. It happened in Birmingham when Korea was 1-2 down against Indonesia.
And it happened in 2017
on the Gold Coast when Korea were 2-1 down against China.
Against China, yes.
So can Japan make it a 4th time that a team comes from behind to win?
Represented by Matsumoto and Matsutomo. And on my left, China, represented by JPN and Chen. China to serve, Chen to Matsumoto. Love play.
So the 4th match of the tie, the final of the Sudirman Cup. It's a must-win situation for Japan. 1-2 down in the tie. If China win this, they've won the Sudirman Cup for a 12th time. And I must actually just correct myself, because what I was talking about with coming from 1-2 down 3 times, we also had a nation come from love 2 down, and that was the first ever.
Yeah.
Indonesia in 1989 came from love 2 down to beat Korea in the final. Short-lived. Oh, she touched it. Matsumoto. Yeah, and I can tell you that she was turning to her coach or her teammates and saying, should I have tried to hit that? Well, in my opinion, the answer was no. Exuberant character is this lady, Chen.
Matsumoto yesterday when Japan played Malaysia. She was very neutral. She didn't do much in the match. It was really partner Misaki who was working very hard from the back, all over the place. She came right towards the end of the second game, did Matsumoto, but I was a little bit disappointed that she was sort of very neutral, holding back a bit, not really taking responsibility, and she definitely needs to do that today if Japan wants to win this.
Good defense.
Wonderful drive defense from Jia Yifan. Look at that forehand drive.
Yeah, she put that away with them.
Yeah.
Kaljani, Amy's coach. It's a clever return of serve, just enough pace on it to tempt Chen. Extremely difficult for her to actually control the shot.
Misaki Matsutomo, she knew that she was in trouble. Not really ready in her defensive stance.
Clever. Yeah. Chen. Overcommitting, coming forward.
And then shouting to partner, yours. And Jai Fan is doing everything she can to get it back. That's a good commitment.
4-6.
Well, they're challenging that. I think that might be a very good challenge. No, it caught the line.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over 7-4. Chances for
Too big a swing at the front court area from Misaki Matsutomo. And that's the lack of understanding because they aren't a regular partnership.
Exactly. And that's what we also discussed in the taxi on the way here to the stadium, that that was the problem yesterday when they played the Malaysian pair. Not always the right understanding.
Oh, lucky leg cord.
Yeah.
But nice idea with the shot.
Very inventive, good shot.
5-9.
For Matsumoto and Matsutomo, they really need to have their defence up and working, because for the time being it's been too easy for Chen and Zhao Yifan to score points, and they have to keep them on court for a long time to take the edge off the Chinese, their attack, and then it becomes more like a running game, and they really have to have a strong defence to do so.
Oh, that was a great opportunity for Matsumoto. Japanese pair are almost playing a mixed doubles here.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
got her in the face.
Not really, on the shoulder, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Immediately apologises. Oh, that was awfully nice from Zhao Yifan. Oh, it was on the back. That's considerably better than somewhere on the face.
Well, it was good she was looking down straight away. We know how really dangerous this can be.
Service foul called, struck too high. Above the 1.15 metre mark. And that gives the Chinese pair a 4-point advantage. They're coming again into here in the opening game.
变速没问题，第三拍变速打没问题，就算给他弹死两个都没问题，还是要打，打完以后不行，我再去找机会再打变速，不要全是慢的，也不要全是去发力啊，要脚要动，一定要连贯，你的手不能慢，不能等于放慢，你还是快就是快就是啊。
I asked you, do you know what happened to the Korean coach that used to be part of the Chinese women's doubles?
Kang Kyung-jin.
Kang, yes.
I don't know, no.
You don't know? Okay, maybe you knew that.
No.
Had some
But
news.
I mean, the thing is, with the pandemic, I mean, some people went home, couldn't get back again.
Exactly,
or-
there's so many restrictions.
Yes, so, I mean, as far as I'm aware, he's still working with them.
Okay.
Now it's all set up with a good return of serve from Matsumoto. Yeah, that's good work from Matsutomo.
Yeah, she hasn't got one of the strongest smashes from the back, but still managed to win this one.
And she rarely plays women's doubles nowadays.
Nope, not since the partnership when Takahashi stopped in the women's doubles. And focusing on her mixed doubles. It's wide.
Yeah. Well, the cross-court clear from Chen, playing her partner into trouble because the obvious shot was the straight smash towards the right hip of Jia Yifan. Down the mark. Was that a double hit?
I think so, but it just reminded us about the other day.
Yes. And it's a slingshot we used to have, not a scoop. That's where you get your ice creams in.
Yes, but I couldn't stop laughing. Came to think of it.
There's a lot of psychological gamesmanship coming into play here. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. That's a mixed double shot from Azaki Matsutomo.
Yeah, Chen didn't realise that she did move away from the net as what she normally would do.
On this rally so far. That's great. Great timing on that shot.
But Matsumoto and Matsutomo, their defence is definitely much better now than in the beginning of this first game.
Service over 13-11.
Run off to change her racket. Oh my goodness,
Oh, yeah,
that's
a
brilliant.
Fantastic rally.
Well, the verbal call to her partner from Jia Yifan as she ran off and grabbed a new racket. A final shot from Mayu Matsumoto. What an acute angle. Oh, that's landed in. That's a great shot from Matsutomo. Well,
Trying to prove a point.
1 point in it. Not the best of time for a service error. Not that it's ever a good time for a service error.
Oh, indecision.
Yeah, got the net caught. Mazaki Matsutomo.
But that's the kind of shots that they need to play as well. They need to challenge at the net. Did well here, Matsutomo. But one have to say that the defense of Chen is just awesome. I don't think she's made hardly one mistake in this game so far when it comes to her defense. Everything is just coming back.
Good interception from Jai Fan at the front of the court.
Service over. 16-14.
It's well left.
Jia Fan is having a very good eye for lines. Very often she is alerting her partner to leave it.
Another one goes long with the back line. The umpire not happy that Tao Xiaoming shouting instructions. You can give coaching in between rallies, but you're not allowed to call out during a rally. Oh, yes, that's clever, isn't it?
Nice block. Really cleverly played by Chen.
19-14.
Oh, goodness.
Service over. 15-19.
Was that an attempted drive serve, do you think?
I'm not entirely sure.
No.
Perhaps playing a little bit longer into court, but not a drive serve as such.
That's gone long with the back line.
16-19.
So my next question, is it probably? Yeah, closing again. Looking at 3 very quick points.
Once again, Chinese players wanting to change the shuttle, then wanting to towel down. Hang on. Yeah, umpire's not having any of it.
No.
Good umpiring. Philippine. Oh, that's a great shot from JPN. Yeah, the little hold and push from the mid-court area deep into court. And that earns China 3 game point opportunities.
20, game point, 17.
Oh, goodness, she almost fell over there.
She did.
Oh, I don't believe it! The lucky net cord from the left-hander, JPN. And the opening game, yes, no wonder she's smiling at that one.
First game won by China.
21-17, opening game. And China just 1 game away from retaining the Sudirman Cup.
接发球，要么就打完以后，他肯定会回放，或者是都松友再往前走。对对对，主要一个是接发球，没事没事，想好第2局开始以后对他非常难打，因为每次这个地方开始上来都很难打，所以一定要做好困难准备。啊，多拍，耐心，然后挡的时候杀不死没关系，杀不挡的时候往哪用哪打。
后面进球节奏好，没有说那种杀完没有了那一拍的，就是那种。
一定准备下来，准备下来，而往前人还得冲，往后站一点。如果他挡网，我再打回去，我跳起来都没关系。
高さ配置もちょっと高くね、あと前出るタイミングもちょっと手をつけて負担がかかるからね、どうぞね、これがトライしてよ。いけるよ。
Is the final rally of the opening game. Well, we all need a bit of luck at times, but this was huge luck. She was late on to the defensive shot. He came off the frame of the racket and she got the perfect net cord.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Yeah, how did she do that? Well done, partner.
Yeah. But Japan is under pressure. Matsumoto, Matsutomo, they really have to try to find the answers.
Second game, Lobo. Play. Service over, 1 love.
Oh, yes. Well, I think as far as the Japanese pair are concerned, they need to try and do that more often, which is get Misaki Matsutomo
To the front.
to the front.
Yeah.
Take those half chances to step forward.
And there's also much more power from the back from Matsumoto. So that would make a lot of sense to do so. But I'm still looking for sometimes from Matsumoto. We often talk about she's very creative in her counter-attacking situations. I'm still looking for that.
She hasn't really done it today.
Exactly. It didn't happen yesterday as well.
Oh, great interception from Jai Fan. Well, I think she's saying there was some noise as my partner was about to serve for... Well, there's always noise in badminton stadiums. This isn't tennis, you know.
Go to Jakarta. There'll be a lot of noise. There'll be a lot of noise at the Indonesian Open and Masters.
Kai Nakajima is looking a bit worried now, isn't he? Japanese coach. Yeah, it's just lift, isn't it?
Yes.
And again. And again. Yeah, that's a better defensive shot. Yeah. Turning the shuttle on the defence, and it meant that Misaki Matsutomo had the opportunity to move forward to the net. Short. Yeah, good intersection.
Yeah, she's good when she's intercepting. It's coming from her mixed doubles. She used to play mixed doubles as well. Really good at that.
Number one in the mixed doubles with Chen Shiwei. She was never on balance there.
No. She's definitely off her best at the moment. Ayo Matsumoto. But one also have to commend the two Chinese players. I really think that they're not letting their opponents off the hook. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of pace in everything they do.
Yeah,
but that's better, that's
a good return, isn't it?
Positive return of serve from Matsutomo.
Yeah, every time she's managing to get forward, she is making an impact on the rally. Misaki Matsutomo.
You remember how many times we discussed that she needs to get better at the front of the court, and how she swapped and played more mixed doubles as well, and learned the ropes a little bit there. got better and better at the front of the court. It's definitely paying off. That's out.
Back level.
6-all.
The psychological games go on.
Zone 10. 10. Get ready fast.
Oh, she's got another warning.
So perhaps the yellow card is coming soon. Let's see.
Yeah. Misaki Matsutomo, positive in defence.
Yeah. The last 5 minutes or so, every single time in her defence, she's been playing drives,
Yeah.
forehand, backhand drives, where partner Matsumoto is lifting the whole time, as she say. That's better.
Just long.
7-all.
Oh, in each other's way. Oh,
Try it again.
yeah, it was a nice idea. She just
Yeah.
missed.
7.
Oh my goodness, how on earth did they get out of that trouble?
Look, it's a complete open gap there, just wide of the sideline. Very proactive play by Matsutomo.
Oh, I think that serve may have been short.
I really think that Chen and Fan is very clever if they keep attacking Matsumoto, the taller one of the two Japanese. Because what we have been alluding to the whole time is that there's not a lot of counter-attacking shots coming from her.
No.
So they're quite safe when they're attacking her.
Oh, good
Once
punch,
again,
Ken.
yeah.
Oh, she dropped her racket. Clash of rackets and she let go of it.
Oh, no.
After all that effort, this is the easy one.
Isn't that almost always the case?
Yeah. Here, the clash of rackets, and the racket went flying out of the hand of Nozaki Matsutomo. Did awfully well to run and pick it up and get back on court in time, but then a simple error. So on a run of 4 straight points, the Olympic silver medalists. Oh, challenged that. I saw that as wide.
Matsumoto challenges Paul Lin.
I thought it was wide of the centre line.
Yes. Here we come.
Here we come. Yep, he was out. Good challenge.
Direction out. Service over. 8-10. Play.
Chen strong in her defence. Perhaps a little bit too courageous trying to intercepting that shot. But her defence is really, really strong.
Incredible.
What a rally.
Oh, it's just wide. Well, neither of the Chinese players were anywhere near that. Scrambling defence. What a rally. Yeah, no one was near it.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Well,
Chairs return to your chairs.
coaches told to go back to their seats. The magnificent trophy presented by Dick Sudirman,
11-9. Play.
founder of the Indonesian Badminton Association. Well, China just 10 points away from retaining the cup. That's a super shot from Nozaki Matsutomo.
Service over. 10-11.
That went under the net.
It did. Strong defence from Jia Yifan, getting that one back.
Four lifts. Five. That's
That's well worked.
it's very, very good work. But I mean, they were able to just attack. There was only one drive defence shot
Yeah,
from
out of 8 or 9 shots.
Yeah.
And that's what we've praised her for so many times when we've seen her play, is that really creative defence.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's not there.
And I don't understand that. Yeah, good defence from Misaki Matsutomo. Oh yeah, she moved back quickly, Chen. There.
Yeah. Matsutomo really sold her partner a bit on that clear she played. This one here,
Yeah.
Matsumoto was really under pressure in her defence. Look at that, it's not very long either, it's not even the first or the double service line. It's not making it any better.
Big high lift again. Well, there's a big swish of the racket after every point won now by Chen. Oh, that's a good interception from Matsutomo. Huge Park Jubon in the front row there. You can barely watch.
No, I can understand that. Japan needs a little bit of success after the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah. Short.
Yeah, they're
And again.
all very short. That's better.
Oh, clever drop shot from Matsumoto.
And considering how much Japan is under pressure, there's just 1 point in it. There's just trailing by 1 point.
That's a good defensive
Yeah,
shot.
that's
Much better.
Much better. So agree.
Service over 16-14.
This is a big point. What a rally. Good punch clear. That's
Yeah.
gone long.
Long. Yeah, Matsutomo and Matsumoto can't really score. They really find it very, very difficult to put the shuttle on the floor.
Yeah.
Strong defence from Jia Yifan and Chen.
The longest rally of the match so far, and I think it's one of the most important too. 58 shots. No wonder they're all taking a breather. Take on board some liquid. Oh,
That was
the best.
a loose serve.
Yeah. That's good work from Mizaki Matsutomo.
Service over 15-17.
Oh, that's a super angle.
Yeah, 2 shots in a row. First the drop shot to one side and then the slice to the other side. And this is what we sometimes see what Matsumoto can do. But today it's been long between these kind of shots.
Yeah. There, the angle shot cross court. Then the acute angle to the opposite side.
Yeah, Jia Yifan had far too much court to cover.
16-17.
So once again, just 1 point in it.
Hey.
Good play by Jia Yifan. Good intercepting at the net, adding on the pressure the whole time.
18-16.
Making sure that Matsutomo was playing her shots below the tape.
Oh, that's nice. Good block. And again.
Jia Yifan is working well from the back. Keeping the attack.
Oh!
Misunderstanding.
There. Both the Japanese players leaving it for the other. And that's the problem with 2 players who don't play regularly together.
19-16.
Look, they both started to go forward. They both left it for the other. And now China just 2 points away from retaining the Sudirman Cup. Championship points. Well, as so often, Chen exuberant in her celebrations, but it's not match yet. 1 more point required for China to win a 12th Sudirman Cup title.
An incredible 12th.
Good serve. It's gone wide, and they've done it. Chen and Jia Yifan secure the women's doubles, and teammates flood onto court. The celebrations, the tears from Jia Yifan, the exuberance from Chen. 21-17, 21-16 against Mayu Matsumoto and Misaki Matsutomo. 2 minutes shy of the hour mark for that women's doubles. And the Sudirman Cup is retained. The celebrations begin for China. a 12th title in their 14th consecutive Sudirman Cup final. Their records is extraordinary. Their confirmation of the scoreline: 21-17, 21-16, 58 minutes. And with the women's doubles victory, so too the championship decided. Well, well, that is fantastic, because if you remember 2 years ago, it was Shi Yuqi that won the winning match, and it was Jia Yifan that went and leapt into his arms. So they've done the complete opposite this time. Well, it's been a great performance by China. 21-17, 21-16. The final moments. Well, it was a brave fight by the Japanese pairing. But I have to say, Matsumoto, her defence today was way short of her best. But still they fought. The final rally, the attacking play from the Chinese pair, and they were much better in attack. More penetration, getting through the defensive skills of the Japanese pair, forcing errors like that. Well, I have to say that seeing Mizaki Matsutomo on a women's doubles court again, I think we're missing things. The fact that she is now concentrating in individual tournaments on the mixed doubles. She's still a very fine women's doubles player. Yeah. China champions once more. Well, the delight, the tears from Jia Yifan. There were different sorts of tears in Tokyo. Now, tears of joy. Wang Dongping, who was set to play the fifth match had it been necessary. So their confirmation that China have beaten Japan in the 17th staging of the Sudirman Cup. It all started with men's doubles and He Jiting and Xiao Haodong beating the World Championships silver medalist Hoki and Kobayashi in 3 thrilling games, the match lasting 1 hour and 16 minutes. And then Akane Yamaguchi, the former world #1, who was so bitterly disappointed 2 years ago in the Sudirman Cup final when she lost from a winning lead against her opponent of today, Chen, the Olympic champion. But today, Yamaguchi was absolutely superb. 21-19, 21-16 in 49 minutes. Then it was men's singles, and Shi Yuqi, the former world #2, beat the current world #1, Kento Momota. And that was 3 games. In fact, after the first game, Shi Yuqi very quickly in the second game decided he'd had enough of it and really didn't put in an awful lot of effort. But he was brilliant in the deciding game, played all-out attack, and really left Momota wondering what on earth to do. 21-12 in the deciding game in 1 hour and 1 minute. And as we've just seen in the women's doubles, just shy of the hour mark, the former world champions and Olympic silver medalists Chen and Jia Yifan beating the unusual partnership, not regular pair Mayu Matsumoto and Misaki Matsutomo, but between them the Japanese pair, an Olympic gold medal and 2 world championship gold medals. But their lack of partnership experience, I think, showed today as they were beaten by the former world champions 21-17, 21-16, just shy of that hour mark. Well, it really has been a remarkable performance all the way through from China, hasn't it, Morten? I think so. The quarter-final stages were something special. 3 of the 4 quarter-finals being 3-2.
Yes.
And the 4th one being 3-1. That was Japan against Chinese Taipei. But Malaysia beating Indonesia for the very first time in the World Mixed Team Championships 3-2. Korea, who had started as number 5 seeds and beat Thailand 3-2. China coming through against Denmark 3-2. It really has been a fabulous tournament.
It was very, very tight from the quarterfinals onwards, and I couldn't agree with you more. I think we've seen some fabulous badminton over the past 3 or 4 days, and it's been so tight.
Well, the players waiting in the wings for the medal presentations, and of course that includes the semi-finalists Malaysia and Korea. But we ought to quickly make mention also, Morten, about the new format. The fact that we've had 16 teams divided into 4 groups, round robin stage, I think it's worked particularly well.
It has, definitely, and of course we get really good quality badminton here towards the end, and I think that's absolutely perfect. I would say though that I've been part of some of the smaller teams in the past, and they have always been looking forward to playing the Sudirman Cup. Of course, under the new format, they can't do that anymore.
No, but there is a qualifying system, which we didn't have before. It was just as many teams who wanted to enter could enter, but it was only Group 1 who could actually win the cup.
Yes.
But, yeah, the Chinese team all waiting and all looking very happy indeed. We should make mention that we've had Tahiti in a world event for the first time. We've never had. Yes, they were representing Oceania, Egypt as well for
Africa.
For Africa, and we've had Canada many times before at these major world events, but nice to see them as well. And of course, we can look forward to 2 years' time when the event will be staged in Delhi, and I sincerely hope that in Delhi they will have some regular mixed doubles players. I don't wish to be rude to either Sai Praneeth or Kidami Srikanth, but it was very odd seeing them not having a traditional mixed doubles pair here. Desperately disappointing, of course, for Ranki Reddy and Shetty that they weren't able to come.
Yeah, that was disappointing. The performance by the Indian team, in my book, a potential medal winner. And they did not perform very well in their group either, so that was disappointing.
Yeah, but there's nothing been disappointing about the Chinese team. Well, some of the players playing an awful lot of badminton this week. But how wonderful that we've been able to stage the Sudirman Cup. Of course, the event was due to be staged in China, in the city of Suzhou in Jiangsu province, but obviously with the situation with the global pandemic that wasn't possible, and for Finland to step in and the city of Vantaa, I think they put on a magnificent show.
They've done it really well considering the short notice, everything about it. And we really need badminton to get going, so it was really great they could step in and host this event.
And not only that, we've had fans.
Yes, in the stadium, which is good. And we will have fans in Denmark for the Thomas and Uber Cup, and of course the Denmark Open as well. So fans are returning to the seats, which I think is really nice as well. It's been so quiet.
Yes. Yes, it was. I mean, it was great to be in Thailand at the beginning of the year. 3 tournaments in 3 weeks. It was that was a beautifully staged event as far as protocols were concerned and so on. But not having fans there, and of course at the Olympic Games, we were both privileged to be at the Olympic Games, and no fans there. It made for a very different sort of atmosphere. It's great to have the fans here in Finland. We've thoroughly enjoyed having them here and making the event just seem so much more special.
Definitely, and they're just creating the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is we're soaking it up, we're loving it, and it is sort of encouraging us all to do our best. So yes, it's good to have them back.
Yes, it certainly is. And let's just mention the 2 semi-finalists, the bronze medalists, Malaysia. I know you've spent time in Malaysia before, but for them to beat Indonesia in the quarter-final stage and to do it 3-2 and the way they did it, and they've got a young team too, because you know we look at these team competitions, the Sudirman Cup. We've talked about the fact that in the past there's only been 3 nations who have ever won this title. Indonesia won the first ever Sudirman Cup back in 1989 on home soil. Then Korea have won it 4 times. Now China has won it 12 times. But I think the other countries are getting closer. I mean, Japan is getting closer and closer. I mean, when you look in world terms, you look at the world rankings, they're doing exceptionally well. Korea, we know. But just a word, Morten, about Malaysia.
Yeah, they fielded a young team this time, and Lee Si-Chow was the skipper of the team. I think they've done extremely well. The mixed doubles that Hu Pang-ron and Cha Yi-si did extremely well to beat world number 4 Jordan and Ottavianti and clinch that 3-2. That was a major surprise, but well done by Malaysia, and surely a lot to build upon.
Yes, absolutely. Well, all players looking forward to the prize presentation, the magnificent Sudirman Cup trophy. And it is a large trophy, 80 centimetres high, made of 22 carat gold-plated silver. Stands on an octagonal base made of Java teak wood. And as I was describing earlier, the body of the cup is in the form of a shuttlecock, and a replica of the Borobudur temple stands on top of the trophy. The handles are in the shape of stamens, symbolising the seeds of badminton. And we ought to explain a little bit about who Dick Sudirman was. Dick Sudirman, who presented the cup, was a former Indonesian badminton player. He was also founder of the Badminton Association of Indonesia, as well as chairman of the Indonesian Federation for 22 years. Also vice president of the International Badminton Federation, as it was. There's the shuttle, and above the replica of the Borobudur temple.
Have you ever been there?
I have.
You have?
It's wonderful.
I haven't been there.
Oh,
and
you
it's
must,
one of the
Morten.
things that I really need to do. We come to Indonesia so often.
Yeah.
We need to go and see it.
Isn't it a beautiful trophy? An iconic trophy in the world of sport. So the teams await. And it seems to me an awful lot of the Chinese players are texting home and saying we've won. I'm sure all the families have been watching.
They've seen it on TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably not listening to us, but maybe somebody else in China that's been commentating.
Yeah. So there's Zhao Haodong, who played the first match, the men's doubles. So, players who have just played matches, I'm sure, are just having to quickly change out of their playing kit, put on team tracksuits is the Japanese team. Kento Momota there, looking desperately disappointing. Yuta Watanabe, who was due to play the last match. That's the disappointment etched on the faces of the Japanese team. But I think we're just about ready for the start of the prize presentation.
2021, hosted in Manta, Finland.
Deputy Chair of Events. And the players put the
growing every time we see them, and now they are the pillar in the team.
Yeah.
And they did really well here. They lost against Japan, but nevertheless, they made sure that Malaysia had a good chance of winning against Indonesia because they beat Kevin
Yes.
Sukamuljo and Gideon.
Yeah, that was an outstanding result.
2 straight games.
Presenting the gift to the Malaysian team, we invite Mr. TotalEnergies, Honorary Chairman of the Board of Badminton Finland.
Showing off their medals. Proud moment for Malaysia. One area for Malaysia perhaps improvement needed is the women's singles department.
Women's singles, yes.
Goh Jin Wei has just announced her retirement,
At
which
the
is
age
sad.
of 21.
It's so sad.
Yeah. So of course, in that department, whatever way you look at it, Malaysia is struggling, and they have to see whether they can find some answers. Lots of young players wants to play, so let's see whether they cannot find the talent.
Yeah.
Very well organised, Malaysia.
They
doing
are.
this. Very well organised. That's good to see.
Liu Xingjia, the team captain, will ask to get his souvenir.
Congratulations to Malaysia. The runners-up team of the Sudirman Cup, we have Japan. Presenting the medals to Japan, we invite Mr. Jan Vapaavuori, President of the Finnish Olympic Committee.
In the men's doubles of Japan, Watanabe with Kobayashi. That could be interesting.
Could be very interesting. So now to the winning team. China for an incredible 12th time are World Mixed Team Champions.
President.
Mr. Paul Erik Hoyer Larsen, BWF President, former Olympic champion, won the men's singles in Atlanta in 1996, presenting the medals. Jia Fan getting her medal now from Huang Dongping.
Played, but I honestly think that they deserve a mention because they really play like Olympic champions.
Yes.
They've done well.
And they set the ball rolling on 2 occasions, including the semi-final. They were first match on.
Wang Yilu and Huang
Thank you,
Dongping.
Mr.
Yeah.
Fenilak.
So the medal's a souvenir. And now the Sudirman Cup trophy.
Mr. Paul Erik Hoyer again to present the Sudirman Cup to the champions team, China.
So, Mr. Paul Erik Hoyer Larsen, President of the BWF, hands the trophy to Zhang Jun, head coach for the Chinese team. It is the 12th time that China have held this trophy aloft.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of China.
Proud moment for every single player in the Chinese team. They've all played their part, and they all want to get their hands on that magnificent trophy.
think it's
Thank you,
picture
prize
time.
presenters. And medalists, please stay on for the medalist-only photos.
So the presentation party take leave of centre stage. Now, 2 years' time, the event will be staged in New Delhi, in India.
Congratulations to China and the rest of the medalists.
4 years' time, the event is scheduled to be back in China. I do think the way they've got the 4 teams on the different tiers
Yeah, it's really nice.
has been done beautifully.
Yes, it's really nice.
It's been a real joy and an honor for Badminton Finland to have you all here. Thank you.
Well, the photographs that will be on the sports pages around the world tomorrow morning.
On behalf of Badminton Finland, I would once more like to thank all the players, the volunteers, the umpires, and also the audience for taking part of this fantastic event. Thank you very much.
So, the 17th Sudirman Cup has come to an end. Thank you to Vanta. You've put on a magnificent event. We look forward to it happening again in 2 years' time in Delhi. But in the meantime, from Morton Frost and myself, Jill Clark, bye for now.